all the shit is blown. So
Hello.
hey everyone,
Hey, everybody. Good evening. Good
what you doing
evening.
out there? What you doing out there?
Hey, Simon. Hey, Simon. Yay. I'm glad that you caught me. If you're still here, he says, I'll be listening in bed. Oh, he had his daughter's birthday party today. I am here and I am ruined. Oh, hey, Chad. How are you?
Aw,
How are you, honey?
hi Chad. How are you today? This fine evening.
Yeah, Simon, today was my granddaughter's birthday party. Yesterday was her birthday. We're losing you, Doreen. I don't know.
No, it's just very low.
She went off the boat. Yeah, and I'm pretty ruined myself. Um, but yeah, I get it. I get it. What was today her birthday, Simon? Hey, Chad. We got Dawn.
Hi Dawn.
Oh,
Hi
I love
y'all.
saying hello. I love everybody saying hello to each other. You, we're pretty okay. How you doing, Doreen?
Yeah, pretty good. Just a little overheated, just a little bit. So my fan is blowing above me and another one right on me.
Yeah, I know. The whole day at the party today, I was just sweating, because it's just the temperature thing. It's almost like once I start sweating and I get hot like that, I can't I can sit down and I'll cool down for the moment, but as soon as I start going again, I just start sweating again. And I'm like, "Thank you, MS, for sneaking into my party."
I cannot believe that coming towards the end of the week, it's going to be like 73 degrees. It's crazy. And this is what we talk about. I mean, our bodies are not
I'm used to a change.
savvy to the change of the weather either. We can't go from hot to cold. Hot to cold, it just screws us all up.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's yeah, it's tough. It is really tough.
And I'm not just talking about MS, I'm talking about a
Just
lot of in
any
general. Yeah.
just aging and stuff. Like people feeling the joints these days. It really does. The weather affects the
I know her
her
body is
birthday.
not is,
Birthday.
oh, I thought it said no, her body is not Thursday.
No, her birthday is next Thursday, so they have the party
Aw,
today, which is cool.
nice.
Very nice, and I'm glad she had a great party. We had a great party too. We did, but man, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work.
Parties
And
are
my
no
da
joke.
yeah,
Parties
no.
are no joke.
And I'll tell you, my daughter and her husband really they put it together. I mean, they really do.
They are probably so exhausted tonight.
Hey, Romel, how are you this
Hey,
evening?
Mel. Melly
Hey,
Melly.
Mel. Hey, Chad, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, one of my favorite ladies.
How you do?
How you
How you
doing? How
do?
you doing?
Hi, Peggy.
Peggy. Hey, Peggy, it's always so nice to see you. Mel's like, if I missed anybody, sorry, but hi. I know. It's so nice I like that. It feels like such a community, when you get to know each other and like come in and, hey, hi, how are you?
Right.
Simon says, no ambulance, good party.
Mm,
That's good. That's good. When we were young, it was like, that no ambulance? What kind of party is this? What kind of shit show is this? No, I'm just kidding.
No
Guys,
aliens will
good.
pretend.
I keep, I'm like a stutter clicker, guys.
Yeah.
Chad says he is good. How's your weather, Chad? Because I know, and I wonder if it affects you, your body, and things like that. Because it does, and especially with back pain, we haven't talked about that, but like I have osteoarthritis of the spine, right? And so that's just kind of like degeneration. And I've had one disc removed, and it's like Jenga, right?
Did it help? Did it help when you had the one disc removed?
It did. It did tremendously. I mean, it was because I was so bent over. I had fallen in the shower.
Oh.
Now, I kind of almost wonder if this is what caused it, but it doesn't matter. Like it didn't have um it didn't it didn't my problem didn't start right when I fell. It was like a little bit later, and then I just started
Oh, yeah.
bending over, and it was so I was like bent. So it's yeah, the surgery helped tremendously, tremendously. But now we're talking to the neurosurgeon again, and it's like, well, the one above it, like I said, it's like Jenga. It's like once you move one
Yeah.
piece, whoa, the whole thing may fall. But I mean, it's a it's a something we live with, right, guys? How are you doing? Hey,
Hi,
Way.
witness. How are you doing today? Oh, hi.
Hi, Brian. How are you doing, honey? You're like, oh, it's from a poet, Brian Lucas, and I
I
bought one of his books, which is
I've
fun.
seen his stuff.
His stuff.
I liked it.
Yeah. Simon said, I did the limbo today at the party. Stupid idea. Will regret it in the morning. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting it for you, dude. But go you, man.
Did you
Go
have a few drinks?
you.
Did that inspire you to do that?
Oh, did you have like a little liquid courage?
Because that would inspire me,
I don't
and
know.
I'd feel it the next day. The aches
Yeah,
and the pains. Yes.
for sure, for sure.
Yes.
Chad says it's been about 50 degrees. Yes, the weather changes bother me. Ugh. I like the cold weather though. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's
Yes. Cool weather.
where it's at
That's where it's at.
because it's too hot, too humid sometimes. You know what I mean? Like too much, too much.
It is so windy outside today. I mean, everything is blowing so hard, but not in here.
Well, no, not in there.
It's going in a different direction. So it's not like even blowing in my windows.
Oh, well, that's good.
Hey, Tomas, Tomas, Tomas.
Tomas. Tomas has been living or living. Tomas has been he lives in a very hot, wet climate, and he also has multiple sclerosis. So the heat and things they're just an asshole. But he's been building like little spaces to hang out outside. He builds little he has the RC cars and he builds tracks and stuff. It's so cool. He's been making a really cool space, you guys.
He looks so cute.
Yeah, it
Saw a
really
picture.
I know. He sent me a video and it's like it looks like paradise, for me because I live in the Midwest and it's like shitty gray all the time. And so And it's pretty shitty gray for you too, let's be honest. Like, you know what I mean? And don't his pictures look like paradise? So it's like he's making these little, which are perfect because I need a little shady spot, right? I need
Right.
a little comfy, cozy, and yeah, it's like perfect. Let's go to paradise. Simon says he does not drink at all, never liked it. Yeah, we're not big drinkers either. But that doesn't mean we don't drink. It's just we just really don't. We partake occasionally. Doreen has her own little good dilly of a time. Does isn't it? You have a good
Yes, yes, I do. I do.
tell everybody.
I do. I have my White Russian, like there's a Chinese restaurant by me that sells alcohol, and they sell like the large wonton soup containers with alcohol in it, whatever you want. So I always pick the White Russian. It's my favorite. It goes down smooth, and I get so messed up on that. And I'll come on chat with Tiffany, and I'll sing, and I'll just laugh and have so much fun. And I'll even fall asleep on chat sometimes. I mean, it gets so ossified.
Oh, she ossified. You crack me up. You crack me up. I'm ossified. Because she does crack me up, you guys, because it's like a little party. It's just a little party. Oh, it's so
So yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Piggy says it's windy there too.
Yeah, very windy.
It's so crap.
It's beautiful. If I was sitting outside, but the wind is just going in the opposite direction, so it's not even blowing in any of my windows. So I'm missing out.
Well, yeah, sometimes, but no, I'm not interested tonight. It's too rainy, chilly. It's an asshole.
Yeah, that's another thing. Everything is wet out there, so like there's nowhere to sit.
No, no. You guys know what we're talking about. We're talking about bad weather, Doreen. There are better things that we could be talking
Talking about who?
about. Bad weather.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Although the weather really does affect how we all feel. Fuck. Uh, Simon is a medical cannabis patient, and me too. Me too. And you know what? It truthfully today, it really did help me get through the day today because I
The weather?
yeah, because of the weather and like my energy level. Like I was pretty busy yesterday, and so today I didn't have so much energy and as I as I did yesterday, but today I needed to go too. So, um yeah, I had 2 gummies before I went, and that was like perfect for the whole time. And then I took one like later towards the end of the party, and that was perfect. And yeah, that worked perfect
Yeah,
for
today, you could have done just anything that you wanted outside today, and it would have been perfect. Anything. It wasn't supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be rainy, but the sun came out and it was nice and windy, but I didn't go out there.
rain.
Why?
We're talking about 2 different subjects. And I'm like, I
What are
was
you're talking about the weather?
I'm talking about weed.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Which one of us is on weed? Tell me that. Tell me that. Tell me
Oh,
that.
I didn't know we changed the subject. I must need a hearing aid or something.
You need like
I'm
magnify,
getting old, okay? Give me a break.
dude. You need like magnifiers, right? And a hearing aid. Although maybe I do too. Together, you and I. Who's driving this ship? Oh, hey, look who's here. Let's see. Boom.
Hi, Snake. How are you?
It's always so good to see you.
Aw, is that the one of the little grandchildren?
Yeah, he had his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. And you know, Jimmy Dogs. Or is it Jimmy Dogs? No, you guys
Yeah.
didn't me
Jimmy
up.
Dog. Jimmy Dogs. Well, we call him Jimmy Dog.
Well, see? Now there could be seriously, there could be a brand a strain or a name that is that
White Russian sounds like a strain. You know, they
good.
should make they should make one that says White Russian. I'm sure it would sell.
I don't know what if they do. Like, the thing of it is, like, in my state, it has to be, like, grown harvested, everything do within the state, and, like, they have their own names. They can make up their own little names, 'cause,
Yeah,
some of them
well,
are
like where did
spit
where did where
ugh,
did Purple Kush come from?
well, I don't
If
I
we can
don't
have a Purple Kush, we can have a White Russian.
You guys know Dorene's rules. And I think you're right, purple kush.
Yeah, Purple Kush.
Although, I think any of the purple strains are good, generally. I It's just a thing, like blueberry yeah.
Yeah.
No, Tomas, are you sick? Ugh.
Tomas feels that he did have a little strain of the COVID.
Hey. Oh, he did? Hey,
Yeah.
Candy, how are you, honey?
Hi,
Oh,
Kenzie.
so good. So good. Oh, so nice to see you. I'm reading. Doreen, make some, elevator music while I'm like looking through the comments. Everybody's talking
Doo-doo,
together.
doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo.
Yeah, see, Simon said this is a weed topic, Doreen. Although, Doreen doesn't really partake. I don't know, but thank you. He's hysterical. You are hysterical. Okay, he said he took some THC oil before and at the party a few times. Really helps with my anxiety and social interaction.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm right there with you, Simon. I
I need
mean,
something good for my fatigue.
what? Um, yeah, it do- it does help tremendously. Um, oh, Tomas.
Oh, Lord, my brother and my mother. Holy shoot. That shit spreads like wildfire,
I
Tomas.
know.
But I really thought that you took all those precautions. You really did, like, to not get it.
Well, it doesn't
It doesn't
listen.
matter. You see, that's the thing.
No, and I don't really wanna stay on this subject for a long time.
Yeah.
I really don't. But that is the thing that we have learned and we have seen, right? That people, no matter you take all of the precautions, it doesn't matter, right?
It's true.
So, you just have to make sure to start treating your symptoms as soon as you get them.
Mhm.
Um y- for people with autoimmune illness or that take certain medication, and this is why I don't really want to get into it too much. um, there is the monoclonal antibodies that you can take if you get it, you can, if that's something that you're interested in, and it gives you a little bit of extra antibodies, monoclonal antibodies, to help you fight it. So if and I do that because everybody has their own thing. I'm just saying that's an option. That's news. That if you need more information about that, I think everybody knows how to hit me up pretty much one on one. Let's see. Yes, looked it up in indica dominant strain. White Russian? Oh, Simon, I gotta know. I gotta know. I gotta know. Let's see. Mel says, I've been pretty busy today. Tea being stomach fluish has been draining today, but here I is. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you for stopping by, Mel. I always enjoy having you. I always enjoy having you. I love having all you guys. And actually tonight, today, Dora and I were talking and I was like, you just want to do a live tonight? You know, you feel like going live? She's like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, all right, cool. So
And here
uh,
we is. Here we is.
here we is. Yeah, right. And here we is. Let's see.
Annie M, Annie M. Here we is. Here we is.
Okay. They're talking about her daughter. Okay, Simon says his favorite strain at the moment is high silver, really nice sativa. That's good. You know, the thing about it is, and I would like to have a weed talk and strains and things like that. Um, and maybe have Becca on for that conversation, maybe, because different strains hit different people differently. So I'm
How's
curious.
about you and Becca have a taste test on here and you smoke every one, and see what does what for you and you can tell everybody about it.
Well, we could all sit and smoke together or partake together. I mean, I have my shit right here. We want to smoke. We're gonna smoke weed. Let's smoke weed real quick. But what I was saying, Simon, is that everybody is different. You know, like for me, and I wanted to ask you, but you don't have to answer because I know you're laying down. But like for me, sativa and especially a high sativa will make me way sleepy. Where a lot of people, it's like indica in the couch and sativa gives you the energy. And for me, it's almost flipped. It's interesting. Today I used a hybrid. Um, and I find generally when I have things to do and I want to just kind of feel myself, not looking for extra necessarily pain help and not looking necessarily, it's more of the pain help but also the brain help, the stability help. It really helps a lot with my shaking and my spasticity, and I can feel that in my entire body. So when I take the hybrid, it almost gives me a little boost and it kind of makes me calm down.
Mm.
And so that's what I take to generally to be able to socialize the best. I mean, that's what I found. Indica will sometimes give me a little bit of energy. It does do good for pain for me, and so does sativa. So, I mean, most certainly a conversation to be had, and we're having it because Candy says, I just took my THC capsules a few minutes ago. Capsules are a wonderful thing, and that's another thing that I like about, um, having dispensaries, right? It's not like we don't have to, like, just get what we get, and we don't know what we're getting, and we're just hoping it helps us somehow. I mean, this way, um, we're knowing. And the other thing is, like, getting to try different things, you know? Getting to try different strains, different strengths of strains, percentages of THC in strains. I've said before, like Doreen, she's somebody that doesn't necessarily like weed because it makes her feel how?
It brings on my panic attacks.
So,
It makes
but
me nervous. It makes me. It gives me heart palpitations, and yeah, it just brings out the panic attack in me.
But the other part is that she's interested because of, like, the benefits of it, right? Like, she's interested about it because there are benefits. And she was doing, but for Doreen, I would suggest like a low percentage of THC, right? To start with. And what she was eventually doing, you want to tell him? I feel like I'm just talking, spewing.
Oh, I was vaping. What was the name of those? It was they were indica. No, the indica wasn't doing as well for me as the sativa.
Hmm.
The sativa made me feel okay, and I wasn't getting the panic attacks. And so I was really comfortable with the strain, the amount, whatever was in the vape. That was fine, and that's what I'm doing right now. But they don't last forever, and I really need to find one that is
But you can continually get that works for you, right?
right, right.
And that is one thing that's nice about like having options now, you know? And also, like, Candy's saying, she took capsules, and I've taken the capsules before, and um, which is a great benefit. I'll throw it in just with my pills,
I'm so
uh,
glad that it works for everyone. I mean, that's great.
right? I
Yes.
mean, that's something. And to be really honest, I was one of those like teenagers, right? That like I would always protest for weed and like sign the weed. Like we need to legalize weed. And I always thought like never. It always felt like never would we have these options. And but here we are.
Yeah,
And
but the
so
sad part of it is that here we are, and yeah, you can go to the dispensaries and get whatever you want. You can get the card, you can, get a prescription and all, but the prices that I mean, they're just making a bundle. The prices that I mean, it's sad. The prices that they're charging in these places, even though I don't smoke, it's still, like no, like it's just too much, like now you really like you're taking advantage, I feel you're taking advantage of the sickly, not of the none of the people who just take it to get who just use it to get high. I mean, but well, them too, you know. But still, like you shouldn't like, it shouldn't be as expensive as it is. That's why so many people stick to the street because it's cheaper. You're on mute.
oh, sorry, I took a drink of my cup. Um, what the hell were you saying? See you guys. I have MS.
About,
Uh,
the that they
price of
charge so much.
yeah, and that is the thing, and the other thing is,
I understand the benefit of the fact that, like, it's pure. Like, you don't have to worry that if there's anything else in it, I get that. That's a plus. But still, a lot of people that sell it on the street, they didn't add anything into it either, and well,
yeah. Well, and now that's the thing. The guys that are dealing weed, and I'm gonna be very clear that I don't support anything above that,
right.
and I support stuff in balance. The thing I say, if you can deal with it and it's okay, the side effect of weed is like relax, silliness. Like, you know, some of my other shit is like nausea, the shits, dizziness, dry mouth. You know what I mean? It's like this one, oh, I get to feel goofy and woo for a minute.
That's the way I was when I was so much younger, when they used to sell, tray bags. Everything is pre-rolled, the weed back then was so much different. I mean, exactly what you're saying, like, you get giddy and happy and, like, you cracking up over like, I mean, somebody could tell me, "My aunt just died," and I'd be like, "Ha, ha, ha," like, I can't stop laughing, like
Right, you have like, you get I don't but yes, you get and I
yeah,
guess maybe when I was younger, I did get
yeah.
that, like, wooby
Now
woo.
it's not now, it's not somebody's aunt just died, now it's, "I'm gonna die." Uh,
Right, and
Call
that's
the
part
911, call it.
well, that is part of anxiety, and you've realized and that's something else that's good to know, right, that weed affects you that way, so you go into it with caution.
Yes,
You've learned how to go into it with caution, do the drive-bys. Once you found something you liked and felt more
right,
comfortable with,
right.
then you don't have to do the drive-by. You can actually, toke it.
Yeah,
But yeah. But the one thing I did want to say, and the one thing I did want to say is the people that sell just weed. Oh, I started to say this. Just weed on the street are also having access to other places, the
yeah,
same places we are, right? Like my state is just medicinal, period. But another state is recreational, right?
right.
So they can go there and buy it and bring it back. So you can essentially buy stuff that's being sold at the dispensary off of the street now, right?
Yeah.
I'm just I'm just saying it's a weird system. But yeah, not like back in the old days. I don't know about you guys with the brickweed and shit. You could tell like you got a corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna start low. Yeah, see? See? I love it. I love having these conversations, you guys. Thank you, Witness. Thank you, Simon. Because
Yeah.
it's not it's once you start that's the fucking thing, you guys. Is like once you start talking about stuff, it's you realize you're not the only person, right?
Exactly.
Nice to have conversations
Yeah.
about like real let's just be real about it. Yeah, I can't smoke indica in the daytime, Simon. So it must make him sleepy, see?
Mm.
How some people indica, which that's what everybody says.
Yeah.
And then, so then And I'm the opposite sativa, and I'm like, who am I? Yeah, I gotta be careful with those too. I really do. Let's see. It's the science. Yeah, to find it right for you. That's what I like about it. The oil, it's always the same. Well, if you get different strains, I mean, that's another thing. Like, are you talking about a vape pen? I'm thinking, we have the vape pens and the tincture too. They have so much stuff. You guys, they have coconut oil at the dispensary, butter, um, flour, stuff to cook with. And I don't cook, but they have it there. Becca does, and that's what I'm saying. Oh, hey, Freezy new project.
So Witness uses a hybrid.
Mhm. Mhm. And that's what I think, like, for, like, just a daily use is great. You know, if you need a little something for extra pain or you have a hard time sleeping, you know what I mean? Like, there's benefits there too.
Right.
This is so cute, Doreen. Do you know how many of these people here that I have met from learning about the Church of Scientology and being disgusted and being there every freaking day and watching and watching and watching. And then it took me a long time to even like join chat. I was just watching and watching, watching,
Mm.
you know. Yeah. So it's nice to see you guys here. Thank you very much for coming and supporting me and listening and hanging out. Candy's Life says indica capsules so that I can get some sleep at night. I'm a chronic long-term insomniac.
I got you.
Yeah,
I feel you.
yeah. Join our club.
Yes.
Actually, me and Brian, that's my husband, we were talking tonight about our sleeping schedules and how we'll just call each other at 3 o'clock in the morning with like no thought, you know, just
That's
3 o'clock
cute.
in the morning. Huh?
That's cute.
You and I. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
He
you
was
said you and Brian will call each other.
No, I said we were talking today, and
Oh, oh,
he
oh.
reminded me, he's like, "You and Doreen are like the only people I know that like call each other at 3 in the morning." I'm like, "Yeah, because we
We're
both
the
know."
only people that have the nerve
Yeah,
to call each other at 3 o'clock
like
in the
saw
morning.
this bitch.
Let
CH.
me see if this bitch is up now, cause hey, I'm fucking bored over here, and I want to talk to somebody. I know she's gonna be up.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we call him FXP. Okay, Dor? Freaky new project is FXP. So,
Hi, FXP.
hiya,
How you
hiya.
doing tonight?
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so nice to see you guys. Yeah, Simon says the prices are disgusting. And it is, most certainly, especially because you're giving it to people for medical reasons, right? So it's like
She's
it's a
taking so much advantage, really. It really is. I think it is.
now I do believe that uh if you are like on social security and all that, I think that you can get a discount on your yearly, because my yearly is coming up the end of this week actually. And I think that if you can get like maybe a discount on that, and then I think you get a little discount at the dispensaries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. That would be a great Becca question because
Yeah.
she she's all good about that. So maybe I'll have to talk to her and see if we can, you know you want me to read it? Eh,
Yeah, go ahead. Here,
okay.
wait, here they give me the
Medicine
migraine
cocktail, a
cocktail,
couple of different drugs
couple
given.
of different drugs given by a shot in my hip. I haven't needed to go for a while, though. Don't really like hospitals since 2020. I understand that totally.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It really is. But it's like, did the prescriptions get less expensive lately for anyone else? No. No.
Did it for you?
Yeah. Did
We'd
it?
like to know. And
Yeah,
how
if so,
and where.
did the prescriptions get less expensive? No. No. And here I like that he says this because since he said it, it's something I'm willing to talk about.
It's scary, the weed on the streets now. Yeah, that's true. You really don't know what's in them. I mean, with fentanyl going on, and I mean, no. I know it's a gamble, it really is.
You know, um, I'm gonna tell you what I think the problem is here. Not it fentanyl is a fucking problem in itself. Just it at all. Period.
Right.
It can do no good. Um, available to the public. I don't. No, and it's terrifying. And I do have friends that have lost their children to fentanyl, unfortunately, and it just pisses me the fuck off. But I think the weed factor with fentanyl that you're talking about when you're talking FXP. Sorry, did I just jolt everyone? Um, you know, people can be really fucking sloppy and messy, and they will have weed here, fentanyl here, little whatever the fuck, all of the bullshit, and cross contamination is going on all
Yeah.
the time. And it only takes one crystal of fentanyl to kill you, to kill more than
Yes.
just you. I mean, it is really ridiculous. Peggy says, a friend tells me that a new independent dispensary. Oh, I'm sorry. A friend tells me that new independent dispensary that open have better product than the medical dispensary. Well, it
Hmm.
does and that may be, sure. And that's the thing. If it's in a state where, it's not um just medically available, that's wonderful. Um the problem is here, every dispensary has to be medical. It has to go through so much shit. And to be really honest with you, I don't know what they do with the product that they don't sell by the time it goes old. We don't really have sales here. We don't have, I mean, occasionally, like each dispensary will have like their sale days and stuff. And, but and then in another state, you can walk in and it's like a whole flyer, of what's on sale and how many, and it's insane. It's really insane how different it is. But sure, I could see that, Peggy. The thing of it is I um some of these places are so just jazzy, they just do shit. Uh, they put it way up, and they put the price way up. They make their shop real bougie, and they put a higher price on things. Now, when you find like the more organic dispensaries, right? They're not charging for all that flash and crap. And so I think, if she is found, and this is what I say for anyone, if somebody has found something in some place and all the stars have aligned for her, I love it, because that's
Well, you've come out with some good sales sometimes.
yeah, but it's still not good. I
I
mean, you know
know.
what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, compared to what I paid last time, this is
Right,
better,
right.
but it's still quite expensive, you know, uh, the amount of money that is spent, um, for that.
Well, that's why if you find a reputable person who you've dealt with for years and you know that their stuff is good and it's not getting laced with any, then that's the person you stay with.
And like I said before, and that's what I mean, you pick and choose what you is comfortable for you, of course. But yeah, I mean, because now it's competitive now. They have to compete with the dispensaries.
Yeah,
And and with fentanyl going around, people don't want to buy off the street, like Frizinu said, so it's like, yeah. uh FXP. They're having a nice conversation in the chat, which is really nice. I love it, guys. He has to apologize. And I just wanted to pull this up because he's saying he has to apologize for his typos and stuff. And I'm like, never apologize to me, because I am like the worst stutter typer.
that he has
I
to get a
did,
new one tomorrow.
huh?
That he has to get a new one tomorrow.
Yeah. My keyboard. Well, I ended up trading my husband. He had like a gaming stuff. And the stuff I originally got broke. Anyway, I like this better, and I think I may keep it. What happened with Candy here? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see, you guys. Candy says, we had two near fatal overdoses from laced weed that involved two 13-year-old boys. And that's another thing that's fucking really pissing me off.
My God.
The kids. Not just, oh, I could just so get on a soapbox, you guys.
I know.
Dorene's like, I know. And then she's just like, I don't know. She might anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, no, not at all your father's weed. Not even my weed when I smoked for the first time. I was like 18, I think, when I tried weed for the first time, and then it was never a regular thing for me. It would be like a socialization, here or there. I might go to a party and it's there or whatever, and cool. And then
Mhm.
the next time I might go to the party with the same people and be like, "Ah, nah, thanks." You know what I mean? It was never just kind of how I am with drinking now. It's like, meh, well, I could give or take it. But now it has so many benefits. And, you know, Kenny, ugh, it's still bothering me about the kids. And, uh, Okay. No. Candy. We gotta get I don't know. Talk listen, all I can do is run my mouth, right? And the thing now, Whitney, is that with not your father's weed again, um, is because there's freedom to test it, right? I mean, really, we will know so much more how it affects diseases and different types of things if it were ever to be able to get any kind of government funding or government
Right.
grant to do some real research. That is just my soapbox moment. Okay, let me see. It's about time. I used to have a good grower when I smoked. Yeah, I know. Medical free Xeno, they're having a combo and about weed. And the thing about medical or recreational that's sold through, a state approved
Right.
dispensary, you have a lot more choices. What the how it helps you. And Simon takes the tincture. And I'm a big fan of tincture. I can't use it, but I used to. Remember when I used to? And
Yeah.
it's an easy boop and go.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. They're so cute. How are you doing, Doreen? Let's do a live middle check-in. How's everybody doing? How are you doing, Doreen?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm just over here eating my late
Snack.
dinner, let's say.
You guys, I have to show you. Okay, let me answer this and then I'll show. Here, the medical recreational are sold out of the same place. Right. Yeah. That's how it has to be, Mel, because to sell it in any state, it has to be a. Candy's like, I got the nerve. Baby, I do not doubt it. And it really makes me angry. Um, it just makes me so angry. And it really hurts my heart, in all honesty, you guys, because people are lost. You know, people get lost in life for a bit. They don't deserve to die. Me, I don't. And and now, why not? It's a huge thing now. What the fuck? Such a conspiracy theory sometimes. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Oh, bye, Tomas. I'm probably way late. Bye, Tomas. Bye, Tomas.
Love you. I hope you feel better, Tomas.
Yes, honey.
Rest.
Rest and hydrate, and I'll check on you tomorrow. Oh, Simon, that's a tough question. I'm gonna start. Let's see. When he says, Tiff, I think it depends on the in-state regulations. Here in South Dakota, it's all the same. Cali grown, be patient, big business, competitive. Yeah. Yeah. So it's great, to have the independent
Yeah.
dispensaries. But the independent dispensaries are great. We have one here in my little small town, but unfortunately, they are not their inventory is smaller. they don't have the funds to have the same kind of inventory that some of these bigger ones do. So their prices are quite high.
Ooh.
But yeah, I think you're right, Wendy. Oh, Melga says she gets some freebie gummies from my niece. Well, that's nice because they are they can be pricey. Although this week they had a good sale, so I wasn't not unhappy.
Are you
And
empty-handed? Yes. Thank you.
you talking to the cat?
Yeah.
You guys, Dorene's cat's been bringing in mice, and so she's got to check him now. Dawn asked where the best pot is grown, and I don't know that. I can't, truthfully, I can't answer that. I mean, I could see what people think, but I don't know. Like I've said before, what's good for somebody is not always good for another.
Yeah.
Yeah, Whitney says, med grade here is legit some good prices. Good. I love that. It should be. It really should be. I mean, when you're talking about like medical, and I have to say too, like Michigan is they have some great ass sales. They really have some nice prices. So it's just my state is very tight on everything. It is illegal for me to light it up. My state is a non-combustible state, and so they want you to vape anything. Um, let's see. Dawn says, Mel, I hope that she gives you purple and blue gummies. Dawn, you're so cute.
Hmm.
Freeze Dinu says he has to use the keyboard on the laptop for now. That kills me. Well, it's it's such an adjustment. You get so comfortable with how you do it, and then when that changes, you're like all thrown off. You're all thrown off. Mm, that's a fair question too. But mm, well, the
Because they've been given the freedom. That's why.
yeah, right. I mean, that's a whole discussion in itself, and we can have that. Tell it, Doreen. Tell it.
They've been given the freedom. Their parents are not looking out, watching out, taking care of, letting them go out and do what they want, not checking up on them, and they get into things, and that's why they're able to have the weed. And it's sad. I mean,
Um,
I
well,
wish parents would speak to their children more and give them a better understanding of it, and maybe they wouldn't, do that. But seeing as how some parents are just lax, and I'm sorry I have to put it that way, but I think that's what it all boils down to. You have parents that are so busy and like they're tired and they just don't care. Well, go ahead, go. You going out? You're gonna go hang out? Go ahead, go, because it gives them a break. And then hey, they go out and they do whatever the hell it is that they want to do, so long as they look uh appropriate when they come home. Everybody knows that thing, oh, we'll go and get Visine, we'll put it in our eyes and our eyes won't look red, little tricks that, go on. They come home, mom and dad look at you and you look fine to them if they're even looking at you. You say one word, say, hi, go ahead, go, and that's it. Whereas me, okay, I watch. I noticed that my son was eating more. He would come home and he had the munchies. And I said, And you're eating a lot lately, digging in that refrigerator. You're not smoking weed, are you? No, Ma, not me. I don't do that. I said, oh, okay. So one day I said to him, could you do me a favor? You light my cigarette for me? I'm busy over here. And I said, oh, forget about it. You wouldn't know how. You couldn't light my cigarette. You wouldn't even, you would choke. Oh, no, Ma. You know, no, Ma, I can light your cigarette for you. I said, no, 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 you can't do that. Forget about it. No, 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 let me show you. So I said, all right, go ahead, light it for me. Thank you. He lit my cigarette, he inhaled it, and I was like, you fucking smoked that weed outside. I said, because if you didn't, you would have choked on that friggin' cigarette. I don't fucking tell me that you're not smoking out there, because you are. And he was. And he was 16, 17 years old. And, well, I didn't so much have the problem with the smoking of the weed. My problem more was um, him getting caught, like going to the places where he would buy it from and ends up getting arrested or something and going to jail. So Mrs. Florence Nightingale over here, she decided, well, if he's going to smoke it, she's going to go to the dealers and she's going to go and purchase it for him, because if anybody's going to get caught and go to jail, it'll be me, not my kid. And that's just the way it went. And, now he's 31 years old and he can do whatever the hell it is that he wants.
Yeah.
But he's a responsible child. He doesn't, well, he's not a child. He's a man now. He's 31, soon to be 32.
Right.
But, to us, they're still our babies.
Yeah.
He's responsible. He works every day. He does what he's supposed to do. So it's not an issue. It's not like it held him back from anything.
Yeah.
It's just something that he enjoys and he does it, and maybe it calms him down because he is pretty high strung. And
that's what we're all talking about,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he heard it from me. I was not happy. My son started smoking weed at 16 too. See?
Yeah. And I am with Frizinu here too. It's more acceptable than
But the
drinking.
one thing that I will not do, well, I'm not a weed smoker anyway. I mean, I wish I could, find that perfect strain for me that would do wonders for me. But the one thing that I will not do, and that is partake in smoking or anything with my child. I will not do that because I am not setting a good example by doing that. I won't do it. Not even drinking. I will
No,
not do it.
but not then, right?
Excuse me?
I said now you would, but not when he was younger, right?
Well, not really even now, and not because
I
of
mean,
the same, not because of the same reasons. It's just time,
right.
chance, and circumstance now. He does his own thing, in his own upstairs apartment, and you know, he smokes for a totally different reason than I would. So, like, I don't fit into that, category.
Yes. Yeah, I'm kind of it was, once I knew she was smoking it, I'm like, it can't take over nothing. Nothing. If you start slacking anything because
Oh
you're
yeah.
weed, yeah, no,
Well,
it's not.
obviously, my son smokes for the fun of it, for the joy of it.
It's
And
different.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. He's of age. He can make his own decisions now. And like I said, if it calms him down, that's great. But that's not why I would be smoking or vaping, or trying to do that. I'm not doing it for the fun of it. I'm doing it for the
Right.
health
For the
of it.
right. There's
So
different
yeah.
reasons, right? Yeah, I know. And it's interesting because like I can't get high. Or like, the woo. I mean, I might get a little extra goofy sometimes. Um, But that's almost because, oh, I'm relaxed, and the goofy is a side effect of the weed. So, you know, you guys have been with me when I've been rocking before, all you, everybody, and it's not a bad thing. And I pulled that up because alcohol's another thing. Here's a question for anybody. What do you think the gateway drug is? Just out of a question. Let's see. What do you guys think? What is the gateway drug if you think there is one?
A lot of
Mm,
people say that it's weed, but I honestly don't think that it is.
Look, can you see it?
At borderline? At
No.
at
Oh, yeah.
yeah, at borderline what? And sometimes it kills who the parent is,
No. Who the person is.
who the person is. Well, that's true.
Sometimes it kills. Because he said it killed so many. And he said sometimes it kills who the person is. And that is so true. Um,
I've seen my family members die early from booze. I've never liked it, but I'm judgment just ain't for me.
yeah.
I feel you. I get that.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
drink maybe once every 6 months, maybe if very very occasionally, and but I will tell you when I do drink, I do take advantage of it. On that day, I make sure that I get really screwed up because what's the point of me drinking?
Yeah.
I want to get that way. I want to be happy and be all crazy and stuff. But like I said, that is far and few in
That's
between.
far and few between.
Yes.
Simon says, it can rip a person a of the person. It can rip a person of a personality for sure.
Well, I can tell you a lot of things. It's disheartening. Um, I was with a man for 13, 14 years, and he was a drinker. And I didn't think it was much of a problem in the beginning because it wasn't. He was the sweetest person that I knew, very considerate, very helping. 13 years later, his whole personality has changed. He's not the person that I knew, that I fell in love with back then. He's selfish, he's self-centered, he's a narcissist now, and he's out for self. And that's all he's out for. And so he well, breakfast, that's his breakfast, a nice bottle of whatever beer. And so yeah, I mean, eventually, somewhere down the road, that man will pass because he he doesn't have it, it has him. He's married to the bottle. He actually is married to the bottle. And that's all that really matters. Anything else is secondary if, you know,
Yeah.
alcohol is his true love, and that's who he's committed to, and that's who he will stay committed to for the rest of his life. And it's sad because when I see him, even when he's sober, he is not the same person that he was when I first met him. So it's like I don't even get like that treat, like sober, and oh, he's back to his nice. No, it's just not there anymore. It has consumed him so much that he's just lost. He's just lost. And yeah, so it does change a person, and it's sad. It really is sad.
It is very sad, especially long-term drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked something Mel said because remember I had asked about the gateway drugs, like if anybody thought there was a gateway drug. And Freezy News said he doesn't believe in gateway drugs. And so that's fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Simon says alcohol. I am with you on that a bit, Simon. Let's see what Donnie said here. First time I got high, I was 14. Brownies were spiked, and I didn't know. I started talking about other lifetimes, and taken, I was taken for a walk away from everyone. I smoked it on my own at 17. Yeah, it's like I think there's the curiosity. I mean, maybe not for everybody, but most certainly for me. I hung out with other people that smoked and whatever, and I was like, yeah, okay. Um, and I wanted to share this because, um, Simon said that he respects Freezinger's opinion, and that's something I want you guys to know and make sure that you know, and 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 I you already treat each other this way, but it's a safe space to have your own opinion. And Doreen and I don't always have the same fucking opinion. Wait till I get one. Wait till that gets going, because she'll tell me to go fuck somebody. Um, and it could be anything. But anyway, yeah, we got to just have a safe space, and respect each other. And so I appreciate that,
Yeah,
Simon. And here's what Mel said, and I think this is a big truth. The gateway is trauma that makes you choose something to escape the trauma. And I think that that is probably
I
the
could
answer.
agree with that.
Yeah.
But you would have to be a weak-minded person uh, for that to happen.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
I think so. Like,
Well,
you would know better. You would know better. I mean, you should know better. But if you're weak and you just like want to, like, I just want something to like take all this away from me and make me not like numb me, you will. You will.
yeah. Well, you're right. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Um, but I think, and maybe it's partially because, right? We both grew up in alcoholic families, right? And so, um, our opinions could be a little tainted because
True.
we both have been aware that alcohol can be a problem, you know? And so that's why we both of us do partake in a drink here and there or there, but it's almost something that I think I've always been cognizant that I need to watch. You know what I mean? Like there have most certainly been times in my life where it's like, do you want to do this or are you gonna do that?
I
Like,
think me and you are biased.
well, yeah, sure. And but I don't think that you have to be a weak person for that. I don't. I disagree with you on that because I think it would be very easy. And that's where I'm saying I've had to catch myself at times where I'm just like living in the zone. Dude, I used when I remember I was, I don't know, maybe 22, 21 or 22. And I went into work and I was fucking hungover, right? And there was a new person. And the new person was like, "Oh man, I feel so bad for Tiffany." I overheard this. "I feel so bad for Tiffany." And the chick she was talking to was like, "Don't. She's like that every day." So it's like there have been times in my life I can say I've had to check it,
Right.
you know, and especially like becoming a mom, that's where I'm like, because, I was a pretty hard partier. And it was kind of like, you know, am I going to keep being a partier? Or am I going to try and do this mom thing, And so
Right.
sometimes you do have to make decisions. And especially when you're like, uh, when you're doing trauma even when you're currently living in your fucking trauma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's an easy way to get lost in a drink.
Yeah.
When you're in the middle of your trauma and it's like, fuck, I don't want to even, I don't even want to do with it. Um,
Well, we've sure seen a lot.
yeah, we sure have. FXP, I saw his comment. Um,
Oh,
but he was a pretty heavy drinker, and now he's okay. Yeah, most certainly. Simon says, congratulations to anyone in sobriety. 100%. I'm always behind that. I don't know if Candy's still here, but she does little meetings, which I think are awesome. Um, and yeah, I think, no, yeah, people were not agreeing with you about the weak minded thing. Sorry.
okay.
But, uh, I think it takes a strong person to dig themselves out of trauma, and sometimes
Mel,
any
what do you mean you're not a weak-minded person in reference to what?
to
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 alcohol? Because we're
drink.
talking about the gateway. I'm talking
No,
about
no, no.
the gateway drug. Um, you're not weak-minded because you didn't pursue other things.
But I do not. Are we talking about me specifically? But I'm
No, I'm
not.
talking about Mel because
Oh,
she put up there, I'm not weak-minded.
I know, but so did other people.
Right. So like if you didn't graduate to another, like if then no, you're not weak-minded. You stood with that one particular thing. Maybe it's not good, and maybe you became the alcohol. I don't know, but like you said, the gateway drug. I mean, the gateway drug. So like that means you're on one thing, and then you will like hop on to something else and keep going.
Well, the gate. Well, I think the gate. Well, I guess what the question I asked, and I'm thinking everybody answered, was what is the gateway drug? Which is essentially what I'm asking. People always say, no, weed is the gateway drug to harder things, right?
Right.
And so I was asking people, what did they think was a gateway drug? And
I
uh,
don't
it kind
particularly
of
think that alcohol will take you to another drug. I think that once you're on with alcohol and you become the alcoholic, you're like you're just that you're like you're satisfied with that. You're there. But I'm only going by
what you know.
what I know. Yes.
Yeah.
So forgive me if I'm not correct.
No, it's not correct. It's an opinion, and I think it's just being misinterpreted. Or
Yeah.
you're
Well, like I said, it's just what I know, you know.
it's well, and you're angry as well
No,
about it.
what I mean, like in my family, there were alcoholics, and they didn't hop onto something else. They stood with the alcohol. The boyfriend basically stood with the alcohol. Like he's not on other things. He's
Right.
tried other things before his alcohol, but he seems to have stuck to alcohol.
Um, well,
But that's just two incidents. Is that's just two
I think
incidences.
we're going off of. Oh, have a good night, Frizino. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Uh, Yeah, Mel says she fell victim to alcohol in her past. And that's what I say. People use it as a coping mechanism, really. And I'm and in these examples that you're talking about, it's the question where I what I meant is like, okay, the gateway to the openness to trying something else. And
Right.
my for me, okay, so this is a me example, was alcohol. It kind of lowered my inhibitions to be like, oh yeah, I'll try weed. Yeah, we doing mushrooms? Cool. Acid, I'm down. That's kind of what I mean as far as it what would lower your inhibitions perhaps to allow you to try something different.
Right.
Yeah. Um, that's that's the question, not necessarily it about a personality or a weakness or a
Mm,
strength by any means. You know,
I understand what you're saying.
yeah.
Everybody who I know who's an alcoholic, have tried all their other drugs before that and
Oh,
have ended up on alcohol and have stuck to the alcohol out of all the choices
I
and
got
all
you.
the things that they have tried, they ended up with the alcohol and stuck with the alcohol. That's what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. And that could very possibly be where you live as well. Like the availability of other things is so great. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because in truth, I mean, the crack epidemics was the highest in New York City in the 80s, right? And so crack was probably everybody doing it was the
Oh yeah.
new best thing, right? So I see it in your town, but it's not yeah, uh, yeah. And I agree with what Don says. Milena, an alcoholic is incapable of having two drinks. Sorry guys. Two drinks, especially once in a while. Yeah. It's too risky. It's too risky. You're walking a very fine line.
Yes.
you know,
Very.
and
Oh,
so yeah, everything's got needs a balance, and yeah, and see, Mel, see, and this is the thing I'm kind of over is and
I
maybe
still
that's
have to catch myself socially.
yeah,
I know that I want
more. She
more.
wants to drink more.
I just don't.
Yeah, like uh,
Well,
that.
that's really strong-willed.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like I don't one, I don't really care for the way that alcohol makes me feel. I really don't. And but I will have a drink here or there or, whatever.
What is
Uh
it about alcohol that the feeling that you don't like?
for me,
Yeah.
I just don't like the whole like drunken feel. Like it now like now I feel it more in my chest. Feel it more in my head now than I just don't necessarily. I don't have like a. I don't get to have a dilly. Yeah, I agree with Dawn. Um, you guys, let's get into stuff going though. It did, and yeah, It is difficult. That's one thing that I just really had to. Uh, And so now I don't, you guys know I'll have a drink sometimes we go out to dinner, right? But that's it. And it is a disease. Yeah, it is a disease. It is a disease. And some people start drinking
Yeah,
so,
I know, it is a disease.
so young. And
It's a very nasty disease.
yeah, it is a disease. It hurts everyone around it, in truth. And it can be very painful. And you lose a lot,
Yeah.
people lose, and if alcoholics become sober after so many years, you say an alcoholic's been an alcohol for 20 years, and they get sober, they lose time in there, they have like black spots in their memory. It's very sad. So so sorry guys, my mouth is so dry. I can agree with that. I caught my grandma drinking cough syrup when she lived with us. We grew up in a dry house when she lived with us. Yeah. Well, see, um, so you know, uh, what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, I some people will drink. I've seen them drinking hand sanitizer. I call it sanitizer. Good night. Good night, Simon. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. I love that you were here.
Good
Hope to catch
night.
you live.
Have a good night. Have a good night's rest.
And
Thanks for joining in.
yeah, have a good night. Have a good night. And have a good day tomorrow with Isabel. I appreciate it.
It's 2:30 a.m. here.
Yeah, he's in the UK. He's in the UK. Yeah, listen, I gotta address this because um it's been fun. Join Houston girls. Yay! I love it.
Well, you have a happy Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. I yeah. And I don't it's still a problem and it should about the weak-minded that you think people are weak-minded in choosing alcohol. And I don't know that it's a choice necessarily. Like we've talked about many, many times, people have been self-medicating for years, generationally, right?
Yeah. I He's misconstrued something. I'm not saying that it's weak-minded to be to drink to have alcohol. I know that alcoholics, I know that that is a disease. I'm saying you're weak-minded if you move on to something else.
Night, sweetheart.
Like I'm using alcohol as the gateway drug.
Yeah.
To me, you're weak-minded if you move on to something else with the alcohol.
But it isn't, Dora. It's not weak-mindedness. It's an illness. It's a true illness.
Alcohol is an illness.
Yes, they're all illnesses. Anytime you have to take anything in abundance to ease your pain, to not feel, to not deal with the reality that is in front of you or behind you, it's a disease. When you cannot handle what you're doing,
I know that everything out there, every drug, everything out there is an addiction. I understand that. You can become addicted to it, and some people are addicted to the stuff.
right.
What I'm saying is that if you are an alcoholic and you decide to move on to something else with it, so now you're an alcoholic and now you're addicted to pills. I'm saying you're weak-minded because you let yourself go there.
Well, you know why you let yourself go there? Because the alcohol isn't enough. Now we're at a point where the alcohol isn't quite cut. We've gotten used to alcohol. Now alcohol's pretty good. Or, it was good, but now it's not as good, right? Because we're used to it.
So then it's just like our regular medication when we outgrow it and we have to go to something else.
Ah, yes. 100%.
Bingo.
Yes. It is a disease. And it is, and just like we have said, um, that, like for generations before us, and we've talked about it even in our own families, right? People perhaps self-medicated with alcohol, whether it was trauma, whether it was pain, whatever it was. Now, did they do something more than that? Who knows? I mean, look at all the fucking shit that's available now. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like back then, alcohol was it. Uh, that was it. So Dawn has a question for you, and so let me see. And she asked Doreen, "Is there someone from your past who was weak-minded in that way that you still feel angry at?"
Yeah, sure. My ex-boyfriend.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a really big disappointment. And so that's when I asked a little while back in our conversation, if you were angry. And I think that, and it's fair to be angry. That's and that's a great reason why we talk about it, right? Is because it is frustrating. You didn't have any choice in how any of that turned out.
No,
Because, like you said earlier in the conversation, he is married already
right.
to the boss.
Exactly. He is.
So, yes. Um,
So yeah,
and
I
I
get
think
yeah
that was
at one point yeah well yeah I was, or maybe I still am, who knows, angry because
yeah, I
that's
think so.
13, 14 years of my life that I believed was going to be something great, happy, wholesome, and it just turned out to be total shit. So it's a waste of my life, of all those years.
Like, you wasted my time,
Right,
my heart,
right.
everything I did for you.
Hmm. And now I'm not, well, my opinion, okay? This is just my opinion.
Mhm.
I'm not at an age where let's go out there and like we can do it all over again. Like, we're not going to look for somebody else, we're not going to date. I'm not at that age anymore, to want to do all those, to do
Right.
those things. So the person who I thought that I was going to spend the rest of my life with fucked me over by stealing all of these years away from me when they could have been with somebody who was decent. And so now I'm stuck alone, which I will remain alone for the rest of my life because I'm at an age where no, you don't like, not that you don't, but I won't. Like I don't have that in me, I'm going to be 57 years old. Like who the freak at 57, 58, 59, 60 goes out there and like looks to date? I don't
Lots
think,
of people, Doreen.
well, I don't know.
Lots of people do. But I think the thing of it is that before you can even make that call for truth, because, like, me, I always say never to everyone.
Well,
I
with
don't give a
me
shit.
saying that people have a weak mind, right?
What?
With me saying that people, like when I said I think people are weak minded,
Mhm.
I'm small minded.
What do you mean? Like, you feel like that was a small-minded thing to say?
No, I mean that,
You're stuck in your thought and you're not gonna change?
right. Like somebody else might, at my age, might say, well, hey, I'll just go out there and look for somebody else. But I'm small minded. Like I won't think outside of that box.
Well, you can change your thinking at any time. You have that freedom.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, and for before you can even think of that shit, honey, you got to get rid of this shit.
Oh, I know.
So it's like, and I can understand wanting to be by yourself and, you know,
I feel
and
like I have no choice but to be by myself
well,
because I'll go again. I'm at the age where I mean Prince Charming ain't knocking on my door. Like there's no trail of men out there just waiting to date me. That's not happening.
I was there any age that Prince Charming showed up at your fucking door because he didn't come to my damn door.
Well, well, I think at a certain age there were probably lots of options for you. Probably lots of men liked you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
just heard I see from the other room.
What?
Brian said, I see. He overheard me say, Prince Charming didn't show up at my door. I see. I'm sorry.
That
Well,
was cute.
You know what the thing of it is for right now? You before you can even think about whether you would or wouldn't, right? In truth. And stay committed. You're stubborn as a mule, Doreen. Damn it. But you need to heal yourself from this thing and work through. You're gonna have to,
Well,
well,
I think not caring anymore is sort of healing because
yeah, you are. I mean, I've been watching you heal. It's my jammy pant, guys. Yeah, and I think that you are, you know, um, but there's still more to be done. And before you could really even say, for sure, and people can say, I mean, like Simon is just saying right now, and okay, so this is cute. Some people are saying, like, um, whoa. Sorry, guys, I had to put in a piece of gum. If I start sounding like a cow, please tell me. Um, and everybody's gave you. I want to tell you, Dor. Everybody gave you a lot of love for saying that you are angry. You know, and so I think that uh,
thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you,
yeah.
Mel.
And that's the thing, you guys. We have to listen to each other and try to come to an understanding. Um,
Thank you, Borderline.
yeah.
Thank you, Dawn.
Yep, Dawn and Mel. Awesome truth, Doreen, sending you extra love, honey. So, yeah, I think it's hard to, most certainly it does. Yeah, like you said before, bias, right? You're
Yeah.
because you're stuck in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So maybe later we can ask that question again, or not at all. All right, let's see. Yeah. Simon says, I don't need anyone. It would be nice, I guess, but I'm too hard work. Well, again, like I say, you never say never. And the right person is willing to,
Simon, why do you consider yourself hard work?
and okay, 38 and he's done dating.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Now, Peggy says, I'm 58 and I would totally date if I wanted to. Yeah, right? Yeah, Mel says, 46, never dating again. I'm happy and stuck in my ways. Yeah, we'll date again. I know it. It'll just have to be, and that's the thing is like things have to happen in the right time, the right space with the right person. Too many times we force ourselves to just like dying to want somebody or dying to want somebody to want us, and then we settle for crap. And learning experiences. He's not a grandfather, he's a father. Peggy said, how she asked him, what, you're a grandfather at 38? He's like, no, I'm a father. Cute. His daughter is so cute, you guys. Um, you can check out Simon's page at Borderline What. By all means, everybody, check it out. I believe at Borderline What. Um, he says his borderline personality is too much. You know, um, borderline is not too hard to work with. It's just a matter of the right person and the right time, and that's what I say. And just like Doreen or, anybody Mel saying she's never gonna date again, you just be open-minded. You know what and I'm not saying looking for anything or anything, but if something comes crashing into you, you know, maybe. Oh, I just knocked the Yeah, now Mel did use the the 3 strikes you're out rule, remember?
I remember that.
And I was a fan of it.
And I thought that some of her rules were too hard. Like, I thought that yeah, I thought they were kind of
Like, too
but
harsh or, like, that they wouldn't get broken?
yeah, I thought that, like, on some of them, uh, like, I felt like a person should have at least gotten a chance.
He did, he had 3 chances. And, sometimes the thing of it, is, like, we all know, and especially as we're getting older or having time being single, right? It's like everybody kinda gets set in their ways, especially as they're older, you have your own house, you like things your own way, doing it. And so, you kinda already know for me, there would be things that, like, I'm not willing to live with this, I'm not willing to live with this, and I'm not willing to live with this. Like, I could easily pick a list, right, of certain things that no longer in my life am I willing to live with or deal with or whatever, right? Thank you. Um, but eh, um, but, hmm, um,
Somebody putting that little 2 cents in there, little bit.
no, I needed a water.
Oh,
Simon says he used them up in 3 minutes, and that's not true. Yeah. See, she said Dawn asked Mel what were the rules, and she said they were based on stuff I let slide in the past. So it's like, kind of like by now in Udor, I know you already have never again shit, right? Like, just you learn from one, you learn from another, you know what I mean? And then you also learn yourself more and more. But thank you, doll. Oh, really? What was I talking about? Yeah, it was all based on stuff that you let slide in the past, and that's the thing. There's certain things I don't want to live with. You know, Going to the alcohol thing. That's something. Um, you know, I'm I'm not willing to live with that again. I'm just not. I'm not flex on it. I'm,
me
you know,
neither.
right. So that's like one of my first rules that like, oh, and you can almost start seeing too much drinking. Although part of the problem where you don't realize somebody's an alcoholic right away is because, when you date, often as an adult, you go out and have a drink or you
Right,
go this or you having drinks, which is totally socially acceptable, but
right.
you don't necessarily see the alcoholic underneath it. Oh my goodness, you guys. This has been a really
Well, I think that this was a really, 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 really good conversation. Very interesting, very informative.
heavy, guys. It was heavy. Uh, Yeah, right. If you notice the drinking a lot, strike one. And then the attitude is another one, that's the drinking sometimes unmasks some of that a little. So, yeah. Well, my friends, I think this went longer than I thought it would. And but because you guys like we get on here and we have such good conversations.
Yeah.
And I love it. So um, it's wonderful. But I think it's time for us to bid
You
adieu.
took
And
the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say it's a wonderful thing.
thanks. Love it. Let's see. Yeah, the last guy I dated, see, Mel's like, yeah, Simon's like, I'm sleepy. Go to bed.
Oh,
Go.
pick me up with a beer. Oh.
Right. Yeah, like drinking and driving and shit. I can't handle stuff. That's the thing. That kind of bullshit. I'm not I'm not letting go. And I'm also a pretty headstrong woman. And
Goodness, if you could hear the way my trees are blowing,
uh,
but just not in here.
yeah, yeah. All right, sweetheart. Everyone have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming in and joining us. Have a great Sunday, and
Yeah.
please give us a like
Oh
and
yeah, guys hit the like button. I never say that.
spread the love. Spread the love. I gotta say that you got to spread the love. Love all of you. Spread the love.
Love
Have a
you guys.
great night, guys.
Great night. Have a great tomorrow. And make good choices, guys. Love you.
Good night.